Hello everyone and welcome. Happy full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. So I'm going to be diving in today and sharing all the insight you need on manifesting with this powerful energy right now. Eclipses are always extremely powerful because they activate the nodal axes, and this relates to our life purpose, our life path, our karma, and our destiny. So this is why we tend to experience the energy around eclipse season as being a time where our manifestations are accelerated, where big shifts and changes are happening in our life, where we are rapidly ascending, like things just seem to happen at a quicker pace. And lunar eclipses are always by definition full moons. And a full moon is naturally an amplifier, so amplifying what we are feeling internally. And this is why it's a wonderful time for celebration. It's a wonderful time to look at what we are releasing and letting go of, because we are more tuned in to what's happening. So subconscious patterns and energy that we may not at other times be aware of really surface strongly at this time. So as you jump in, say hi. You know I love to greet you, even if you are on the replay. And because this is a lunar eclipse, this is a beautiful time for releasing and letting go. So I invite you to share as well. What are you choosing to release and let go of in these full moon energies? What is no longer coming with you? Because in a couple weeks time, we are going to have a new moon solar eclipse, which is this opening of a new portal, a new chapter. And in order to fully step into a new chapter, a new beginning in our life, we first need to release and let go of the belief systems, the energy patterns, the heavy baggage we've been carrying around that isn't in our highest and best good and no longer has a place on our path. Hello, Kelly and Emer, and my dad is here. Hello. I know there's a few others who have jumped in as well, so feel free to say hi so I can welcome you in and send you good blessings and energy for this full moon. So if you are new to me, my name is Kara. I'm a master astrologer and Akashic Records practitioner, a cosmic business coach. So I love helping the light workers and healers of the world really get their message and healing work out into the world in a big way, making the impact you are here to make on the planet and receiving abundantly for it. And that feels so much more fun and supported when you know how to work with cosmic intelligence and when you are working with your unique blueprint. Good morning, Rita and Janie. Hello, hello. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm soon going to be doing weekly guidance on there. So I'm really excited to start that probably in a month or so. I'll be jumping on each week and giving guidance from astrology and the Akashic Records to really help you manifest in the energies of that week, because that's something I'm passionate about as well, is not just going over what's happening in the cosmos, but giving you support in working with that energy. It's like that saying, as above, so below. These cosmic shifts are not just something that's happening outside of us and with the planets, it's something that's happening internally. And astrology gives us this beautiful gift of better understanding these changes and initiations that we are going through in our life. It helps us put those puzzle pieces together. And I've noticed for so many people, when you have that understanding and this knowing that, oh, this isn't just happening for me, or I am on the right path, there's a sense of relief and surrender. So let's dive right in. Let's do this. So eclipse season, energetic resets, a time where we see manifestations being accelerated. This lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius is all about freedom. It's about breaking free from the areas in your life where you have held yourself back. And if we look at this Sagittarius archetype, it is about belief systems. It's about knowledge. It's about wisdom. And this energy is beautiful for the visionaries and for the seekers. Sagittarius really embodies that. It is the seeker of truth. It is about seeing beyond the current reality to what is actually possible and having the courage to go for it, to dream big, to think outside of the box. And because this is a lunar eclipse, it's activating the South Node. And in astrology, the South Node is linked to our past. It's linked to our history. It's linked to old belief systems, past lifetimes, and beliefs you've collected in that lifetime, as well as the strengths you have developed. So it's a really important aspect of your birth chart. And if we look collectively at the South Node in Sagittarius right now, what this signifies is there's a lot of releasing of these ingrained belief systems that have been part of our society and part of collective consciousness for so long, but they're actually outdated. Another thing we see with Sagittarius energy is looking at dogma. What has been accepted as dogma that we are now questioning and saying, wait a second, this doesn't feel aligned anymore. This doesn't really work for me. It's a time where we are questioning a lot of things, which is really important. And I encourage you in your own life to take a look at what beliefs have you taken on that you have solidified as true, that you think this is just true about me, this is true about the way the world works, and how can you begin to question that a little bit more instead of seeing it as the ultimate truth, as an absolute truth? Begin to question those things, and you'll find as you have the courage with this full moon to let go of those beliefs you've been carrying around for so long that are just outdated, you're going to set yourself free for new energy to come in, new opportunities to come in. And what you'll find, so this full moon is officially happening on May 26th. And I'm just going to get the exact time, 7:13 a.m. Eastern. So we're already feeling the build up to this, right? So you may already notice these patterns in your life that are surfacing that you're ready to let go of. Hello, Tess. Yes, done with the corporate world, you're saying. Love it. Following your path, right? And you're a Sagittarius. So cool. Hello, Cindy and Kelly. Welcome. So definitely a time to look at what is surfacing for you that it's time to release and let go of and clear in your life. What patterns are you becoming aware of at this time? Now, the Sagittarius energy in the shadow, and this is for all of us, whether you are a Sagittarius or not, this is the energy that we are working with right now. And somewhere in your birth chart, you do have this archetypal energy being represented for you. This full moon is happening in an area of your life. So in the shadow side, this energy can portray as being very judgmental. So we also want to look at where in our life are we judging ourselves? Where are we judging other people? Where are we just stuck in this contractive state of judgment? And instead, how can we lean into deeper levels of love and curiosity instead of judging, being curious? And this is a big thing we can really be supported at releasing in these energies. Where is judgment playing out in your life? Where are you stuck in this cycle of judgment? And how can you be open, right? Just open up to seeing it in a new way. And when I talk about this, it doesn't mean we can't have our opinions on things. Of course, we get to have opinions. Of course, we get to know what works for us in our life and what doesn't. But judgment energy tends to be contractive. So this is why it's a beautiful time as well to practice forgiveness. And forgiveness is one of the best ways that we set ourselves free from the past. When we forgive someone else, we take our power back. Because as long as we are stuck in anger or judgment, we are giving our power to that other person because we're allowing them to control how we feel. So when we forgive, we release that. We release that and we set ourselves free. And when you forgive yourself, you release the cycle of guilt and shame that you are stuck in, and you open up to allowing new light to come in, new opportunities to come in, and a deepening of love. Let me know if this is resonating with you. So powerful, powerful time to practice these lessons around forgiveness and to become aware of what our judgments are. Now, in the highest expression, the highest octave, Sagittarius energy is embodied wisdom, which is so powerful. It's represented by the centaur, so it has this very magical quality to it as well, and as well as the archer, right? The archer is one of the archetypes of the Sagittarius energy as well, where we look at our vision, we look at where we are going, and then we courageously move in that direction. So with the Sagittarius energy, we begin to look at the lessons and the knowledge that we have in our life and being able to embody it on a deeper level, because that's where true transformation takes place. Knowing something is one thing, right? If we know something intellectually, that is a good start. That's the beginning of the transformation. But when we embody it, our life begins to shift. So just to give some examples of this, when you really begin to embody the fact that you are a powerful creator, a reflection of source energy, that the entire universe wants to co-create with you, when you embody that and you move throughout your life knowing the truth of that, how loved you are, how supported you are, how divinely powerful you are, that's when things shift. So it shifts from just knowing and understanding that on an intellectual level to feeling that in your heart space, right? Really feeling it. Hello, Jenna, you're Sagittarius rising. That's right, you are. I love that. And for everyone, if you know where 5 degrees of Sagittarius is in your chart, you'll have a better understanding of where these energies are activated. Now, the opposite of this is the sun in Gemini. So anytime we have a full moon, what makes it a full moon is that the sun and the moon are in opposition, so the moon is being fully illuminated. So we are currently in Gemini season. So you also, if you're familiar with your birth chart, you may want to check out where 5 degrees of Gemini is as well, because that place in your chart is going to be very lit up and activated. So Gemini energy is all about curiosity and openness. The Gemini energy is where we begin to question, right? We begin to question, we begin to ask these questions, keep an open mind, seek out the information. So there's been a lot of activity in Gemini since we are in Gemini season right now, and the energy is actually moving at a very quick pace right now. Like there's a lot dropping in, there's a lot of excitement happening, there's new ideas that are flowing in, and there also may be a feeling of like restlessness that's happening too. An underlying feeling of, okay, what do I do next? I need to be in action and need to be in motion. So I really want to remind you as well that your true power of manifesting and creating is not dependent on the amount of action you take, the amount of hours that you work. It is the energy behind it that really matters. Now, I'm all for taking action. Show up, take action, but do it because it feels good. It feels fun to create because you like to take action, and that's part of our human experience. Don't rely on action alone for the results that you are creating in your life right now. Leverage your energy, leverage your frequency, right? Become more aware of what energy am I tapped into? How am I feeling? What is my motivation behind this action? And when you reflect on those questions and then you do take action from an inspired space of alignment because it feels really good and fun, that's when your actions hold so much power, and that is when you see manifestations happening really quickly. And this cosmic energy right now can accelerate your manifestations. Like Gemini and Sagittarius energy, this is about like seeing things happen quickly, seeing things that you've desired for a long time coming to fruition. So really take time to celebrate that as well. But look at where some of that restless energy may be coming in, where that need to be an action for the sake of action, for, you know, when that drops in and you're like, okay, I have to do something, I have to take action, right? I have to make this happen, right? I think I froze for a second there, but we should be good. So when we get into the energy of I need to make it happen, that's when we know there's a lot of resistance building up. It's not about making things happen. It's about co-creating with the universe. It's about allowing things to unfold. And, you know, one of the places and tools I really draw on is the Akashic Records. I do a lot of work in the Akashic Records and helping my clients access their Akashic Records to create amazing shifts in their life, amazing changes in their life, to tap into the highest potential. And in your Akashic Records, you have placed so many desires for what you want to create and experience while you are here in this physical body. There's so much you want to contribute to the world. So much you want to experience and receive and give back. And to really access that energetic realm, we access that from our heart, not from our mind. We access that not from a need to always be in action just for the sake of action. We access that by knowing our innate worthiness, our openness to receive. That's the magic. That's when we lock into that space. Let me catch up on some of these questions and say hi if you're jumping in so I can welcome you in. Kelly, the full moon is my birthday and you're a Sagittarius rising. Oh, that's powerful, Kelly. This is going to be huge for you. Oh my goodness. And happy solar return. That's awesome. Jenna's saying this explains so much. Alignment and action. Otherwise, it's Gemini identity crisis. Yeah, I love it. Well said. Rita, going with the flow. Absolutely. So another powerful aspect we have happening with this full moon energy is Jupiter. So Jupiter is actually the ruler of this full moon because it's the ruler of Sagittarius. And Jupiter energy, I love the energy of Jupiter. It is about abundance. It is about expansiveness, adventure, excitement, and Jupiter has recently moved into the sign of Pisces. Now it is going to retrograde back into Aquarius. It's usually, so each of the planets have their own cycle, and Jupiter spends about a year in each zodiac sign. But this year it's actually moving in between Aquarius and Pisces a little bit, which is really interesting. And at the time of this full moon, it's in the sign of Pisces. And this Piscean energy is about dreaming, the power of our dreams, the power of our imagination, the power of connecting into our soul and taking action from that space. So this is a very spiritually infused full moon. Like, this is a time to really deepen your spiritual practices. And what I feel dropping in around this, what I say deepen your spiritual practices, it may even be being more present in your spiritual practices. So say you meditate each morning. Are you actually present for that meditation, or are you doing it just to check it off the list and your mind is going in all different directions? We can bring sacredness and spirituality into any aspect of our life. It could be when you're out for a nature walk. Are you present? Are you mindful? Are you noticing what's around you? This is a call to be present and mindful of the sacredness that can be found in our daily tasks, that can be found in everything we do, because we bring that to it. We can bring a sense of sacredness to anything we do or not, right? We have free will and there's no judgment around this, but it's simply just an invitation to look at being really intentional and present as you move throughout your life. Because again, this Gemini energy, we have Mercury there, we have Venus there, we have the Sun, we have the North Node in Gemini. It can be this restless energy, right? So we want to make sure that we are being present. Now, also, Gemini energy is really exciting and fun too. It is also this invitation to tap into this playful, fun energy. So yes, we're bringing a sense of sacredness to it, and let's pull in a sense of joy and fun and playfulness and the curiosity of a child. And if you're adding these components, like, this full moon can feel incredible for you. Like, overall, yes, there's an element of releasing and healing and letting go of those karmic patterns, but I feel there is this sense for most of us that things are coming together, that we are where we are meant to be, that the things we've been desiring, praying for, wishing for, working toward, all of those things, we're seeing them come together in beautiful ways and unfolding in our life in unexpected ways as well, which is really, really powerful. So let me know how this is resonating, if there's any questions coming up. And another thing I really feel dropping in around this full moon energy as well is it really, I think I titled this video for the truth seekers, the visionaries, the dreamers. Like, this really is the energy we love to play in. And for all of us, it's that invitation and reminder that what is currently unfolding in our life, the current reality, is not an ultimate reflection of what is possible, what is ultimately possible for you, right? Sometimes we can look around and see what's manifesting in our relationships, in our business, in our finances, and think that's just the way it is. But the more you attach to that's just the way it is, this is the money I make, these are the relationships I have, you bring that into the future. But if instead you can tune into your higher self, listen to your heart, listen to the power of your desires, you realize there's another reality that's also available to you. That the current reality is old news. That's what you've already worked on manifesting, right? But what are you now creating? Where is your focus? Is your focus on your vision, or is your focus on your fears and doubts? Where you place that focus will determine what you create in the now moment and moving forward. So don't be afraid to dream big, right? Sometimes that can be criticized in our society, right? It's like the saying, you have your head in your clouds, you're not in reality. But I think being able to dream and imagine beyond what currently is what changes this planet. And yes, we want to anchor it in. I'm all for embodiment. I think when we have these ideas and dreams drop in, it's our responsibility to take action on them, to embody them, even just feeling into your root chakra. I talked a lot about that with the new moon we had a couple weeks ago. The importance of being embodied, the importance of being grounded, because this energy is very fast paced right now. So we do want to bring these big dreams and desires, and we want to anchor them in really beautifully, right? But don't be afraid to dream big, to think outside the box, to remember that what is currently happening in your life is in no way a reflection of what is ultimately possible. And you can, and I'm sure have, created many amazing things, many things you are so grateful for, so blessed for, and be proud of that. And still know there's so much more available for you. And this cosmic energy is helping you focus on that dream and vision. And this vision is not just for you and your life. This vision can be for the collective. What you know is really possible for life here on earth, how we relate to one another, what we are able to create and manifest. And that's what's so powerful. It's like we're letting go of some of the karmic patterns that have been held in the collective around what we can create, around power, around freedom. All of those themes are coming into focus, and we're questioning these beliefs and asking, like, is this the ultimate truth? Or is this just something we've carried around with us? It's outdated. It's time to let it go. And we're really going to focus on that in a couple of weeks with the solar eclipse in Gemini, which is going to be that new path opening up. So really use this energy, feel into this energy as a time to release and let go of what's not going to come with you on this new path. Jenna's saying, without the integration and grounding, it is very fleeting. Totally, Jenna. Yeah, it is fleeting, right? It is fleeting. And we do want to be aware of that with the mutable energy. We have a lot of mutable energy right now. Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, which is where a lot of these planets are. It's in a mutable sign. Mutable is very like go with the flow, easy, which we want to embrace that, right? But if it's not anchored, we got to give it something to anchor to, right? We got to anchor it in. And this can even be through embodiment practices as well. Like with the women, and I know Jenna, you're a part of that in my Goddess VIP group, we've been doing a lot around embodiment lately. How does it feel to move with the energy of abundance, to move with the energy of prosperity? So when you have a desire or something you want to create, what does that feel like in your body? Where do you hold the feeling of love, of gratitude, and really feeling comfortable moving with that energy? That's how you embody it. You really anchor it in. Okay, let me take a peek at this chart because I feel there's a few more things I really want to touch on here. And let me know how all of this is integrating for you so far. So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Mercury retrograde. So a couple days after the eclipse on May 29th, we have Mercury, which is the planet of communication. It governs our thinking, local travel. It is going to retrograde. And I actually feel this retrograde is going to be very welcomed and very supportive. Because the energy is moving so quickly right now, I feel like new solutions are being activated for people. The answers to your questions are coming in, and they could drop in through meditation. You suddenly just get clarity. It could come through another person, like supporting you, giving you the information you needed, collaborative opportunities, and it's like it's a lot dropping in. And this Mercury retrograde is going to be a time to integrate it all. Often we can dread Mercury retrograde. We're like, oh no, tech mishaps, and I can't travel, I can't launch anything. That's not the case, and that's never been how I've worked with Mercury retrograde, because I feel it's so much deeper than that. Mercury represents the way we process things, the way we think. And when it retrogrades, it is just that. It's a beautiful opportunity to integrate our knowledge. And what I actually feel very strongly for this Mercury retrograde is it is a time to make some big decisions on what you are creating. Usually we hear Mercury retrograde, don't make big decisions, because when it goes direct, you're going to rethink it. This Mercury retrograde, I think, is going to be a time to make decisions, because there's a lot in motion, right? the clarity is going to drop in during this Mercury retrograde. The clarity you've been looking for is going to come through. So don't feel like just because it's a Mercury retrograde, you can't make decisions right now. I actually encourage you to make those decisions during this Mercury retrograde if you feel the clarity coming in, which I think you will. It's going to be a beautiful time of integration, especially happening just like days after this lunar eclipse, like leading up to the solar eclipse. It's a time where if you really listen to your heart and you have the courage to trust that guidance that's coming through, you can make some beautiful changes in your life that are very much aligned. So that's what I would say about that. That's a new twist on Mercury retrograde. So we also have Saturn retrograde here. Got my chart pulled up, just trying to see. Saturn retrograde trining the North Node. So Saturn retrograde during this full moon eclipse as well. And Saturn is the planet of structure, the planet of discipline. It really supports us in creating that solid foundation that allows us to continue to grow and thrive. And it's forming a positive connection, what is known as a trine in astrology. It's trining the North Node in Gemini. So what this also suggests is that collectively, and again, I think playing out in your life, there is this clarity that's going to drop in and you are going to align more deeply with the path you are here to be on. And I really encourage you not to overthink that. I know sometimes when we talk about life path and purpose, we get very much in our head. We question whether we're on the right track. Are we missing out? But really, you want to explore that in your heart space. You know you're on the right path if you are enjoying your life, if you are excited when you wake up in the morning, if you are spending time in a way that lights you up. Like, don't overthink this. Just really trust, right? Like, your purpose can be as easy as, am I in alignment with the actions, the choices, and decisions that I'm making today? Am I allowing the fear mind to take over, the worry and the doubt, or am I listening to my higher self? I say easy, right? But I know it's totally a practice to lean into that and embrace that in our life. But that's really what it's all about. And this full moon is really helping us align our mind, our thinking with our higher mind, with a higher truth. And when those come together, oh my goodness, it's just so magical and powerful what we are able to create in our life. Hi, Jaya. Oh, I know this full moon's big for you, right? Sagittarius, happy full moon. Okay, so those are the main energies that are at play here. I know we dove into quite a few different things. So I did offer a full moon ceremony and my Goddess VIP group. So if you want to get in on that, just message me and I can give you the details. We do new and full moon ceremonies every month. Every week we do work in the Akashic Records. There's also a library of resources in that space that really support you in exploring your Akashic Records, mastering quantum manifestation, just a really beautiful space for learning to co-create with cosmic intelligence and be supported by an incredible community. So message if you're interested in getting in on that. And yeah, otherwise enjoy this beautiful full moon that is for the dreamers, the truth seekers, and the visionaries, those who dare to think out of the box, challenge the status quo, and really see what is possible for yourself and for the world. When we dare to dream big, have the courage to take action on those dreams, and we just lead from our heart space. We lead from love. So sending so much love and light to you all. Happy full moon, and I will see you very soon. Bye.